Hey everyone, so I think it kind of goes without saying that 2020 has been a pretty shitty year, and the internet sure loves reminding me of that. If I had a nickel for every time I've seen a meme about how bad 2020 is, and that it sucks and it's just the worst, I'd probably die of nickel poisoning before the actual virus got me. I've mostly kept to myself this year, and any projects that I've worked on were mostly for school. So this time around, I want to kick off the end of the year by reviewing 2 movies that I've watched over the Christmas break, and hopefully I'll be able to produce more content like this throughout the new year. For now, I'll be reviewing Wonder Woman 1984 and Disney and Pixar's Soul. Just a quick reminder that there are spoilers in this video, so if you don't want any of the movies spoiled, then either don't watch or just skip to the following time codes. So Wonder Woman 2, Electric Boogaloo. Is it good? Not really, but it's kind of hilarious. Wonder Woman 1 worked really well as an origin story and did a good job establishing her as a character, the kind of world that she lives in, and where she fits into a larger cinematic universe. If Wonder Woman 1 is like a mix between Captain America and Thor, then Wonder Woman 84 is like Spider-Man 3. The first shot of the movie is pretty poorly color graded and way too visually noisy, so we're not off to a great start. The year is 1984 and Wonder Woman is living her best life fighting crime by day and working as an anthropologist at the Smithsonian, also by day. Working in a similar department is Barbara Minerva, the clumsy, dorky wallflower who doesn't really command a lot of attention in the workplace. She's like the Eddie Brock of the story in as much that she's Wonder Woman's opposite throughout. The plot ultimately starts when Barbara shows Wonder Woman a magical wishing stone that the Smithsonian just had in the back, and for shits and giggles they each hold the stone to make a wish. Barbara wishes that she were more popular and ridiculously hot like Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman wishes that her dead boyfriend from World War I came back to life, and holy shit, their wishes actually came true! Later, an evil oil tycoon played by the Mandalorian steals the wishing stone and uses it to become an evil genie. Yeah, this plot's kinda whack. So, Evil Genie Man uses his wish-granting powers to give those in power what they want, but at a terrible price, like political discord and the threat of nuclear war around the world. All throughout the movie, there are scenes where the green screen and other effects just don't really hold up and feel more like something out of the mid-2000s instead of a modern-day superhero movie. In scenes with large crowds, there's B-roll and stock footage that's just very randomly cut together. Evil Genie Man even has a line where, after being called a loser, he says to his son that just witnessed it, "I am not a loser, he is a loser." And I just died. There are lots of moments like this where characters will just say and do unintentionally awkward things, and it's just really funny. Wonder Woman has a really underwhelming final fight with the cheetah in like barely visible lighting, and it ends in like 2 minutes. Evil Genie Man uses a military broadcast satellite to grant the entire world their wishes and further plunge it into karmic doom. And just when it seems like all is lost, Wonder Woman, through the same broadcast, manages to convince all of humanity that tuned in to revoke their wishes. And it worked. What? In the first movie, Wonder Woman learned that humanity isn't really inherently good or evil as she was brought up to believe, but are more morally gray for the most part instead. But she seemed pretty sure that literally everyone would go back on their wishes only because it's the right thing to do. Like, the guy who wished for $1 million, sure, why not? Barbara, who turned herself into a scary cheetah monster, yeah, but like, there has to be people who wish for superpowers or something and just didn't take backsies on it. Also, isn't the whole point of a monkey's paw wish is that it always ends in a horrible, cruel twist of irony? The fact that people can just suffer the consequences and change their minds seems way too easy and eliminates every sense of consequence and purpose that comes with the monkey's paw wish. I'd say with everything that makes the movie kind of schlocky, it's still fun. I think Cheetah could have been better, and the one and only scene that she actually had was kind of like Venom vs. Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. Wonder Woman would swing around like Spider-Man, and there were awkward scenes and interactions like in Spider-Man 3. You know what? Yeah, this movie really is just Spider-Man 3. At its worst, it's still fun, but the hokey antics and the 80s nostalgia can only go so far before it just gets old and stops working. The movie's dumb and silly, but it made me laugh, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. I think that's fair.
Is this heaven?
No.
Is it H-E double hockey sticks?
Hell? Hell? Hell?
Quiet coyotes. No, it's the great before.
In some of my previous videos, I've criticized Disney for homogenizing the film industry with shitty reboots and how Pixar didn't really feel like Pixar anymore with some of their newer films. But Disney and Pixar's Soul proved me so goddamn wrong. Soul tells the story of Joe Gardner, a middle school band teacher whose passion lies in jazz and finally lands the gig of his dreams, only to meet an abrupt and early end. He refuses to accept his fate and tries to return to his body, with his only hope now being to teach an unborn soul that life on Earth is worth living. The animation for the cosmic entity characters are just really beautiful and interesting to look at. The music and original score is just fantastic. Soul just has a lot of interesting and creative ideas that play around with new perspectives in a way that just felt very heartfelt and genuine. This is what I've been wanting in a Pixar movie for quite some time now. Don't get me wrong, I liked Coco, but it didn't really feel like a Pixar movie to me. It felt more like something from Disney animation like Moana or Frozen. I didn't really care much for Toy Story 4 because the Toy Story shorts were better, don't at me. And honestly, I kind of forgot that Onward even came out this year, or like, at all. Thematically and perspectively, I feel like Soul exceeds where Inside Out ultimately fails. Inside Out was excessively depressing throughout. Even with a happy ending, I still felt like I wanted to kill myself because of just how miserable this movie was. I really watched a teenager suffer manic depression, and all her personified emotions could do is just watch. Pixar, what the fuck? Also, this is kind of a half spoiler, but there's an unexpected change of events in the movie and its characters that I didn't see coming, and I'm actually pretty surprised they didn't accidentally give it away in the trailer. These days, most movie trailers for like Spider-Man Homecoming will just accidentally give away important plot points or even the entire 3-act structure, like fucking oopsie. But I'm glad that none of Soul's trailers gave away too much. Overall, I really like this movie. It has great messages about finding what you love and having a reason to live your life. This movie does have its emotional points of conflict, but nothing to the sheer level of gloom and doom that goddamn Inside Out had. I give Soul a very strong 8 out of 10. I would highly recommend it to my friends, and I'm actually really excited to see what Pixar has in store.